time. For the last months, the whole world has been talking about coffee prices. Everyone wants to know how high they can go, but we're missing the real crisis. Because what happens when we finally get the prices we wanted, but we run out of coffee farmers? Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Escobar, and I am the son of a former coffee farmer. That word, former, should not exist in coffee, but it does. Everywhere around the world, younger generations are leaving coffee farming, and I was one of them myself. I left coffee not because I didn't love it. I left because I didn't have any future in it. But today, I'm back. I stand here not with regrets, but with a better clarity on a global solution. And the coffee I have for you today represents this solution. So, how can we inspire the next generation in coffee? The solution lies in three key elements: excitement, knowledge sharing, and innovation. Let's go through these 3 points together. It all starts with Joan Vergara and Peñas Blancas, a collective processing facility in Huila, Colombia. What is exciting is that Joan does not add any external yeast to his fermentations. Instead, he reproduces the existing yeast in the cherries themselves to maximize each varietal true potential. Your coffee today is a Maracaturra, a varietal often overlooked in Colombia, but one that Joan and I truly love because of its tropical profile. And this is how he does it. He starts in a laboratory, identifying, isolating, and incubating the dominant strain of yeast. With this, he creates 3 liters of starter of cultivated mosto. Then he mixes this starter with fresh cherries inside a bioreactor for an 80-hour fermentation, where this cultivated mosto is in continuous recirculation. Finally, the coffee cherries are naturally dried in a mechanical dehumidifier for as long as 10 days. But what does this mean to your cup? By reproducing the existing yeast in the Maracaturra, we get the tropical profile, but with more intensity and clarity of flavors in the final cup. The second part of the solution is knowledge sharing. For far too long, producing regions have been disconnected from global advancements in coffee roasting. But that is changing. The perfect example is the roasting profile of this coffee that was developed in the Philippines by a friend of mine, Giorgio, using a stronghold roaster, and shared with me in Colombia, where I could replicate exactly the same results, but roasting at origin. But thanks to stronghold technology of using 3 heat sources, we were able to roast this Maracaturra in only 8 minutes and a short 39 seconds development. But what does this mean to your cup? Well, it's a roasting profile that highlights the complexity of the acidity and different layers of sweetness and flavors. And the third part and last part of the solution, innovation. Over the last years, we focused on improving fermentation, then coffee roasting, but what if we have overlooked the most fundamental aspect of all? Water. Think of water like a dance floor, where different particles are moving all around the place in chaos, randomly bumping into each other. Now, imagine we play a slow, harmonic song that brings order to this movement. That is exactly what happens with the new wave technology. When we get brewing water in contact with ultra-low frequency magnetic waves, we get water particles and coffee molecules to bond together. In this way, they become more efficient at extracting flavor compounds. Before stepping up on stage today, I waved a full liter of water for 6 minutes. This does not change its flavor. It just realigns the molecules. But what does this mean to your cup? Well, by waving the water, we get higher clarity and different layers of flavors. we get longer lasting and sweeter aftertaste, especially at cold temperatures, and a silkier and rounder texture. Let's talk a little bit about my brewing technique. Today, I've used 14.5 grams of coffee of coarsely ground size for 200 grams of water at 90 degrees. This gives me a 1:14 ratio, which gives me the right intensity of attributes I wanted to present. I use the Hario Switch Dripper, which combines immersion and percolation, letting me get a more balanced extraction. I use 2 pours of 100 grams each, divided by 1 minute and 20 seconds. The first one in immersion, the second one in percolation. But as you saw, I have a new technique that I call the selective flow method. This consists on removing the first part of the extraction, which is normally the bypass given by the design of this method, and the saltiest part of the extraction. When we remove the saltiness, we drastically increase the perception of sweetness in the final cup. I also stop the extraction right at 160 grams of output, as this is the point where we get that sweet aftertaste. My water today was 110 ppm using Apax Lab minerals with a higher concentration of silica. This gives me better texture and higher clarity of flavors in the final cup. But talking about flavors, please write down the following notes. In the aroma, you will get medium intensity of pineapple, orange, and peach, and hints of orange blossom. The flavors of this coffee, when hot, warm, and cold, will be medium-high intense. When hot, you will get pineapple, tangerine, peach, and orange blossom. But as it cools, you will get pineapple, apricot, mandarin orange, and orange blossom again. The aftertaste at all temperatures will be medium-high intense and lingering, with notes of, when hot, pineapple, and as it cools, they turn into orange blossom. The acidity at all temperatures will stay the same. Medium-high intense, citric, tropical-like, and malic, stone fruit-like. The sweetness will stay medium-high intense throughout. When hot, fresh fruit-like, and as it cools, it's ripe fruit-like. The mouthfeel will be medium weight at all temperatures. The texture when hot is juicy and round, and as it cools, is juicy and coating. As for the instructions, please wait until I finish my presentation to start any assessment. For the aroma, gently swirl the cap, remove the lid, and place it in front of you, and get the cap close to your nose. For all other attributes, just drink directly from this cup. Its design has been done to enhance the perception of sweetness and aromas. You can also take the card in front of you if you want, just in case you have missed something today. So, how can we inspire the next generation in coffee? As we discussed today, the solution lies in 3 elements. Excitement, giving them the freedom and tools to experiment, just like Joan does in Peñas Blancas. Knowledge sharing, getting them in touch with global information, just like the ability to share profiles across the globe with new roasting software. And innovation, letting them know about new discoveries that are moving the industry forward, just like the wave technology and the way we have used it to improve our coffee experience today. Friends, in times of global division and uncertainty, it's more important than ever to unite as an industry and motivate the next generation in coffee. Muchas gracias, amigos. That is my time.
All right.